Hello there, Tyrant here, and I just finished watching episode 3 of Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. Oh god, that's a mouthful. But, episode 3. So, for the most part, it was a decent episode, I would say. How do I put it? The show's pacing feels a little weird, as far as, I would say, your average TV show. Because, here's the funny thing. When I really think about it, it feels the way the show's being presented is more one of the most game-like ways a show has been presented in any possible way I think I've seen. Um, oh, well, let's take this episode for example. So you get this first half where the girl you saved in the previous episode comes over and wants to show you the town. And basically, I found that part a little too long, but when you think about it, and I thought about it for a moment before I started recording, it's a lot of exposition and things you would have to normally I would just skip, like talk, skip. Seems important. Read, skip, because it's lore, and you're trying to build the backstory of the world. And what's funny is that's how a game would present itself, and like here's what the hero used to be and everything, and it's doing it in that fashion, and it's really strange for me because every show that's been similar to this has always been more action and straightforward with its things, but this show's been very, I would say, linear with its way it's presenting itself, with character introductions, with small events and stuff like that, and then triggering different abilities and stuff. It's being very, like, true to game standards, I would say. Do I dislike it? Not really. It just feels really weird as for a show. But for the most part, like I said, it was a decent episode. I just gotta get used to this way of show telling, or storytelling. Well, the way this show is trying to present itself. Um, uh, because when you get the first part, we'll call it the date scene, where we're learning exposition. Like I said, for me it bugged me a little bit, but once I thought about it, okay, we learned about, uh, like I said, it's visually really good. Then you get to the second half of the episode where an event happens. What's funny is our main protagonist, like, you get this event where people are getting stoned. The three demi-humans, the dog, the cat, and the lizard person. I did not expect that girl to be a lizard person. I thought just some random slave, but um, they're getting stoned, and the girl, like, decides to go jump in and help. Like, where's the dude? I thought the dude, that's where you would think the dude would go and jump in. What's funny is, in a game, you would just someone would jump in, or it would give you the options to jump in, or like a time event and stuff, and then he didn't click fast enough, so the girl had to jump in and, like, oh, I gotta do something, but then he chose a different route. With what's funny, um, it was reasonable, but like I said, it's like story focused in a way, or I would say game focused in a way, because then his party increased, as he rescued the three girls, and, well, yeah. So now he has a party of total of four now, including himself, and it's interesting because he actually had to name his other NPCs, and everything. And God, even I have trouble naming things these days. I can't go, you got to go generic nowadays. I can't. I don't have time to be elaborate. But um, it was fun to see that, and now we're just gonna have to wait and see what continues, because it's interesting how he said it himself. It was a town game, and then turned into a dungeon crawler really quick due to this demons, uh, which is funny because it's kind of just a turn. And if it was like a D&D game or any of those tabletop games, and, like, okay, dude, what are you doing? We were just supposed to be doing this. So for the most part, like I said, that part actually is enjoyable because from a gameplay perspective, it's interesting. But now he's gained a few new party members, and we'll see how that goes. And well, we from the show intro, you can tell that they'll be joining him. I think there's two other girls that will be joining his group later on. I think is that witch girl. I'm waiting to see what happens there and how they'll introduce her, gameplay wise, I would say. Um, so we're just gonna have to wait and see on that point. Um, that's kind of my thoughts of this episode. Um, Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a little better than I give it credit for. But it's like I said, it's the way that the story is being presented that I have to get used to, since I'm so used to kind of what I would say traditional storytelling, um, thing, it being presented as game. Maybe if I read more visual novels or played more visual novel games, that would make more sense. But I don't know. So those are my thoughts for this episode. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.